And we are back. I'm here, Cerrone Games, along with DJ Ray.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're doing something a little different. We're not going to be using our webcams. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to be streaming a game of League of Legends. I'm not very good, so please don't hate on my terrible abilities. But, it's just something a little different.
Yeah, I mean, Ray, when I'm talking, can you see my icon?
No.
Okay, you need to stop presenting.
Why?
So that way they know who's talking.
Okay. Sure, we can do that. Yeah, but then they won't be able to see the game.
Well, we can do that. We can do that during the show. All right. Well, ladies and gents, back with another one. Today is May the 5th. Oh, no, not May 5th. Sorry. It's May the 20th, 2015. It is the collapse of the great Konami. That's the title of the show. We're going to talk about it today. I just recently purchased the Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection, and pretty upset about it. Pretty upset about my purchase because I thought that my purchase was going to be, a complete game, and it isn't a complete game. It's actually, you need a download code and other things to make things work. Ray, stop messing with buttons.
Sorry.
But yeah. So yeah, I bought the Legacy Collection today from GameStop. It was a good, cool $48, and just checked online on Amazon, and it's only $33.77 or $33.70. So I'm a little displeased about that. I bought it used. I didn't buy it new because GameStop didn't have it new. They had it used, and they wanted 48 bones for it. So after ponying up the money, I come home and put the game in the system, only to find out that the Metal Gear Solid 1, Generation 1 for the Nintendo and the old school games are not on the disc. It was a downloadable voucher. And I'm kind of a little bit upset about it, because I already have the Metal Gear Solid HD collection for the PS3, which gives you the same games I already have, excluding Metal Gear Solid 4. But I just think it's a complete ripoff. You're buying it used. You're thinking you're going to get, all of these games, and you're not. And it's a download code that you need, which somebody already used. So this will be going back to the store today. But in other news, Ray, you know about the whole Konami fallout, right? You know they're not going to be making any more console games. This is breaking news. What's your take on it, Ray?
Well, honestly, I haven't really read up too much about Konami. I feel like the Konami news kind of died down within the past week.
Oh no, it's ramping up. It's ramping. It's
really.
Is it?
I actually haven't seen much on it. I've been honestly this whole past week I spent catching up on TV shows and movies and a lot of different. Like, I'm ready to talk about Avengers.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
We gotta talk about it.
We got a segment for that. But I just want to delve into this Konami thing a little bit because it seems.
Well, tell us about it, Terry. What do you know about it? Because I'm a little lacking in that department.
Well, it seems since our last show, a lot of other YouTube personalities, a lot of other news personalities revolving around video games have basically chimed and said the same thing we were saying last week, which is this generation moving towards mobile? Is everything mobile? Because now Konami is now decided that they were only going to focus on mobile games and no more console games. So, the video game gamers are sort of split at odds with this right now. So you got on one half, some gamers are saying, "Oh, well, this is cool. I like mobile games. I like games on the go." And then others are saying, "Well, no, that sucks. You're a video game developer for consoles. You should be focusing on consoles. You're ruining your company. You don't know what you're doing." And this is all from the whole big PT Silent Hill fallout. So that's what's basically going on as far as Konami right now. Konami hasn't released a statement yet. I don't think they have. But it's not looking good in their favor because a lot of people who know Konami for all of the great games they've made in the past, it seems like they're not even realizing their fan base. Like they have a huge fan, even since Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. Like Konami was on the forefront, and it seems like we're talking about Konami just like we were talking about Capcom a couple of years ago, where Capcom was doing all this DLC.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Capcom did have all those issues a few years back.
Yeah, and now Capcom is only a former shell of themselves. They just ignore Mega Man all the time. You know,
It's just such a shame.
Konami is not even acknowledging Silent Hill anymore. They're not going to acknowledge Castlevania, okay? And I don't know what it is. I don't know why they're doing this to themselves. But it seems to me that, you know, it's the beginning of the end. If this is the trend of where video games are going, then I really feel bad for us gamers as a whole, you know, because now it's like, you know, we're left up to the deciding factor of these big time companies to, you know, dictate what they feel is acceptable. So to me, it's not all that good. It's only going to get bad. And I think the next company that's probably going to do it is, I don't know, it's going to be another big name company that we love so much as far as games that they had that we all played, that they're going to probably go the mobile route. I mean, even Nintendo, I think, are in talks of doing something along the lines of mobile.
See, but when you mean mobile completely, now when you say mobile, we're talking about cell phones, right? Not like actual mobile devices like the 3DS. And...
No, we're talking cell phones. Cell phones.
Yeah, so it's such a shame that Konami's going down this path. You know, they were such a, I wouldn't say juggernaut, but they were a big company. Like, you know, like, it's really such a shame.
I mean, I could give you a list of name of games that they were at the forefront back in the days where, you know, you see Konami, you knew there was going to be a good game coming, you know?
Do you really think Konami is really trying to get into the whole, like, apparel and like, just kind of like the way they do with Hot Topic, things like that?
Not trying, doing. They're already doing it. They're really trying to get into apparel. They're selling T-shirts, sneakers. I guess they're going to be selling hats and of memorabilia of their characters. So basically, you know, it's like the game characters themselves are going to be sold in different avenues of fashion and entertainment other than what we know them as. I remember a while ago they were talking about a Metal Gear Solid movie, and I guess that's now.
Oh yeah, they were talking about that.
Yeah, and I guess that's now canned. I don't think they're doing that now. So who knows what they're going to be, you know, end up doing in the future as far as their gaming company. But it's just terrible to see. It hurts me because I know that this is not what the gamers want. They do not want Konami to do this, and they're doing it, and they don't. It seems like they just don't care.
And they don't give it. They just don't care at all anymore.
You know, but I mean, we could go on and on about this, but the truth of the matter is, and I do believe this, and you can quote me in saying this, is that the video games are not going to be what 5 years from now. Video games are not going to be what we used to it being. You know, the controller on the hand, the console, the play. You know, it's going to be something totally different. I wouldn't even label it as a game anymore, which is why video gamers need a video game console. We need a console. I'm talking not a console you play on, but an actual, you know, a group of people who are gamers.
Right, so you're saying an actual console, not a console.
Right, a council. Yeah, where I hope that came across right, but yeah, like someone who could sit there and delegate, hey,
like the Jedi Council.
Yeah, who could say, hey, this is a game, this is how you make it. That's not a game. That's not. We don't know what that is. You know, that's how it should be. It really should be that way. That way, it can get a lot of these video game corporate bigwigs to stop doing this to, you know, our beloved games. I mean, we don't own them, but they do. But at the same time, we could give our input and say, hey, man, you're not going to put that along the lines of what we consider gaming. You know, the whole pay-to-play model. the whole DLC model. I mean, the only reason why they're doing it is because people are supporting it.
You know, it's a good paywall model that's got going on. Actually, the game I'm playing right now, League of Legends, it's pretty much free to play. You can play as much as you want, and you can get champions that way. There is no paywall. You do what you got to do. Log on, you have fun, and that's it. And then if you want extra stuff ahead of time, if you want, special skins or anything like that, then you go online and you pay the money and you do what you got to do, and that's it. Like this skin I'm using right now, which is Surprise Party of Mumu. I wanted it, so I got it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Right now, I'm currently playing Turtles in Time, the HD edition, a game that you cannot play any longer because they took it off the servers. So if you downloaded it, you got it. It's similar as the PT situation. If you downloaded it, you got it. If you don't, you just don't have it anymore.
Really?
Yep.
I wonder if they did the same thing with the Simpsons arcade.
They did that with the Simpsons arcade. They did that with, I think, Scott Pilgrim's. They did it with X-Men arcade. They did it with Afterburner. I don't know if anybody knows Afterburner, but Afterburner is an old remake of a game from the Genesis back in the day. But yeah, a lot of those games you can't play anymore.
Wow.
So, I mean, hopefully what they do is they would get wising up and get smart. I remember when Sony and Xbox both decided that they were going to put those store-bought games on a CD. But just something like they did with Street Fighter HD edition, the HD remix, where they gave you all new color palettes for all of the Street Fighter characters from the first Street Fighter 2 game. So that was pretty cool. They gave it to you as an option on the CD so you can play it. You can still play it even if you can't get onto the internet. But with this thing that I just discovered with this Metal Gear Solid Legacy, kind of pisses me off. Because I thought it would be able to give you an option to download from the CD, but so obviously you can't do that. So
I think that's the worst. I like it when they put all the DLC right onto the CD itself, and then you can actually go from there.
Yeah, I mean, even if you swap hard drives or you get a new count system, you can still at least get the games. But now you're just stuck with, by the graces of their.
So you're breaking up really badly.
Yeah, what I was saying was by the graces of their services, if their servers are still up, that's the only way you could be able to access your games, even if you already downloaded. Well, from what I understand, with the whole Konami gate, okay, people who bought PT, even if they downloaded it, they can't re-download it anymore. They took it off the re-download option. And that's something like, if the game was taken off the marketplace and you couldn't access it anymore, there was a way that you can go into your own, your own downloads list, view it, and re-download any purchases you previously made. But with that PT, they just took that away completely. That's grimy. I'm sorry. Like, that sucks.
Sounds good. You know what? I actually tested it as well. I was intrigued, and I wanted to know, is this what's really going on right now? Are we actually losing access to the PT demo? And sure enough, yes, we are. I went to download it from my library, and it was not there. It was unavailable.
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
That's terrible. That is terrible, and I feel bad for any other gamer out there who, downloaded PT and then either swapped systems or got a new hard drive or something, and now they can't even access it. That sucks.
Oh, they're going to have to drag it. No, they're not. Okay.
But, yeah, so, Ray, you saw the Avengers.
Yes, I saw the Avengers.
What do you think of the Avengers?
The Avengers.
Part 2.
I'm going to be completely honest. I really feel like it was a letdown.
Really?
Yeah, I really felt let down. I was expecting as good as Avengers 1 or maybe as close to Guardians of the Galaxy, but nothing. There was nothing there. It just was severely lacking.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
You heard it first, people. You heard it first. Well, some people say that it was just a setup for the Civil War.
I mean, I think it was definitely like a setup type movie, but the problem with that is that, like, I don't know. I just don't think it was cinema worthy. I don't think it's worth paying $12 to $15 to go watch in the theater. Like
Yeah,
this,
I don't think so. It is neither. I
you know,
think
and that's $12 and $15 a person. You know, like it's just spend the $15 when the Blu-ray comes out and let the whole family watch it.
my biggest gripe was around the final fight scene where everyone's in air flying around, winning. The world is in peril, and there's not one screenshot or one action shot of Falcon flying. How do you make a movie? Falcon was there, but he wasn't even fighting. They didn't even show Falcon fighting. They showed War Machine fight and fly around, but Falcon was nowhere to be found. That would have been an easy way to put him in that movie to at least have him doing something. But they didn't even have him doing anything. When the Shield ship came up to help the Avengers out, where the hell was Falcon?
Yeah, they showed him at the very, very end. I don't know. I thought it was kind of like, you know?
Yeah, they just really, to me, that was just terrible because they could have really at least put him in the flying scene. Like, all we see him just walk up like, hey, how you guys doing? Like, dude, where the hell were you? That's how I was looking at it. Like, where were you? But all in all, to me, it was a pretty much a big letdown. It was for the action. That's what I went for. I enjoyed it, but no story. There was nothing there that showed me anything about a good story. So, if this is how they're going with it, I'm just waiting for Civil War. There is a rumor that they may end up killing off Captain America just like they did with Civil War. So that would be cool to see.
That would be very cool to see. But Thor also died in Civil War. So
he did, didn't he?
Yes.
And
Thor died. Thor got killed, and then they replaced him with like this Thor android thing.
Yeah, Tony Stark's made Thor as an android by a strand of.
But no one knows. It's a big secret. Nobody knows that that's not really Thor.
Yeah.
So.
Well, doesn't somebody crushes him? Somebody like beats him down to where you can actually see the robot parts. I forgot which scene in the comic that was, but yeah, I thought that was very, very cool. Oh, another comic book news: Superman loses his power.
What?
Yes, Superman loses his power. In I don't know which issue, but it's a new issue. Just came out. It shows Superman. I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So, if you don't want to hear this segment, just skip it. But anyway, Superman. It shows him riding on a bike on a Harley Davidson, looking like Logan. Okay, and he's in the snow. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to get back to the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah.
And in him trying to get back to the Fortress of Solitude, he runs into these baddies. So he has to fight them. But while he's on the bike and he's riding, he's basically feeling hurt. Like he's feeling the wind in his face. His fingers are getting numb. He doesn't understand why. So it really doesn't tell you what's going on, what's up with Superman. It just lets you know how he's feeling. Like the wind for the first time in the Arctic is hurting him. And when he's fighting these bad guys, he's bleeding all over the place. So he's like, what the heck is going on? Now, what's cool about the comic is they do show him in like this Wolverine Logan type getup, but it still does show his red cape flapping in the wind. So when he gets to the Fortress of Solitude, he knocks on the door, and the sentries that are there that he built basically says, we do not recognize you. Go away. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm Superman. He's like, we do not recognize you. At that time when he's banging on the door, for some strange reason, I guess because his costume is also alien, it sucks away the costume from his body. So it basically just snatched the Superman outfit away from him, and it's basically repeating, you are an intruder, back away from the door.
Whoa, really?
And that's
which comic is this that this is happening in?
Well, it's a new comic, so that it's just happened, and then the comic stops right then and there. So I thought that was like, what? Superman is not Superman, and how the comic ends is him just saying, I am Superman. I am Superman. Like trying to convince himself that he's still Superman. So we really don't know what's going on. We don't know how
it's not Superman.
Well, in the issue before that, part of the Justice League, we see Batman with Clark Kent, and he's in his laboratory in the Batcave, and he's basically explaining to Clark that he's developed a new superpower, and that all of his I guess his atoms in his body are changing, and he's basically becoming something else, but they don't know what. So Superman is even surprised. He's in his Clark Kent get up, like, are you serious? Like, I got a new superpower? Well, what is it? Like, how did that happen? And then it flashed forward to him, on the bike up in the north, trying to get to the Fortress of Solitude. And
yeah.
I thought that was just pretty amazing. So this is I think, convergence issue of Superman. So there are a lot of things changing, just like Marvel. Like Marvel, what they're doing is they're basically destroying World 616 and Ultimate.
Wait, but what is World 616?
World 616 is the current universe that we know. There's the Avengers, and then Ultimate is a totally different alternate universe. So basically, like, in one universe, you'll have Gwen Stacy as Spider-Man, and then in the other universe, you have Spider-Man as Spider-Man. And then in another universe, you'll have Thor. In one universe, you'll have Thor, and then in the other universe, you'll have Lady Thor.
Okay.
And do you know who Lady Thor is?
Lady Sylph?
Who?
Lady Sylph?
No! Breaking news! Another big spoiler. Thor, you remember the girl that played, you remember the movie Thor, the first one? What was the girl's name that was that found him?
Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm about to get killed. I'm just trying to avoid this. All right.
I can look it up.
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Well, in the movie Thor, I can't think of her name. I'm gonna let you know in 2 seconds. But yeah, it was revealed that the Lady Thor is actually someone who's been in the comics of Thor for a very long time.
Really?
Yes. Hang on 1 second.
I'm wondering who it is.
Okay, I can let you know right now. The person who is actually Natalie Portman. Jane Foster is Lady Thor.
Really?
Yes. She's dying of cancer in the comics now, because you got to think, she's been in the comics with Thor for years. So, yeah, she is the new Lady Thor. Now, what's so cool about it is that the reveal was so amazing because, she's sitting there talking like she's from Asgard, and there's this presence. I think Mjolnir, the hammer, is talking to her, and while it's talking to her, right at that moment where she's, I guess, about to change back into her regular form, we find out it is actually Jane Foster, which was amazing. And this is the same Jane Foster in the comics who has cancer. She has bald head. She has no hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. Like, she's very sick. And Thor usually visits her from time and time again. I mean, she hasn't been a reoccurring, I guess, cast member in the comics for a very long time. But in the movies, you will only know her because of Natalie Portman's portrayal of Jane Foster. But in the comics, she's rarely seen, just like even in Avengers 2. You never hear anything about Jane Foster. So what could be happening with the, I think, the Infinity War, may show Natalie Portman as Lady Thor, which would be awesome to me. That would be awesome,
Oh, shit, here we go. Big plays.
And I do think Natalie Portman did play a good Jane Foster. I think she did a good job. So,
and my team was nowhere near me. They ran away. This is why when you play League of Legends, Terry, you have to play. And I'm sure the people online know this is the thing about League of Legends. It has a very toxic community. And when you play the game, it's best that when you play with a group of friends. Like when you have a pre-made party, you guys are all laughing and having fun. And even if you win or lose, the game is actually like a ton of fun. And yeah, it's pretty good. So
cool. I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, you got to check this out. This is definitely something that needs to be checked out, and So.
Yeah. Definitely got to check that out. But yeah, man. So that's what's
so more on superheroes. I currently got caught up on Flash. Have you been watching season 1 Flash?
Have not seen Flash. That's why I rely on you to tell me.
So you want me to tell you what's going on currently?
What's happening in Flash?
So Flash at the moment is nope. Run away. Flash at the moment is. Sorry, I was in the middle of a team fight there. Flash at the moment just went through its season finale for season 1, and it is amazing. Spoilers are about to follow.
Well, who are those people? I know I've seen the scene. Who are those people where the guy was standing there and he shot this beam from his hand into the air? What was that about? Like, it was this guy dressed up like this superhero, and he shot this beam in the air. Like, it was. He was standing next to this girl and then Flash and this other guy. Are they like new superheroes or something?
Beams in the air, bro?
Yeah, like he just puts his hand in the air and all of a sudden like this flashlight comes from his hand.
I'm honestly not too sure who you could be talking about.
If I find the clip, I could definitely show the viewers and you. Because I did see some type of a GIF. Someone put a GIF up and showing it. And I thought it was interesting. I was like, okay, Flashes look like it's some other things are happening. I hope I didn't spoil it for you if you haven't seen it.
No, I've seen everything for Flash. I just don't know what you're talking about. Beams in the air.
Yeah, it's like this guy. They're all standing on the ground and they look up. I guess they see something, and then he just puts his hand in the air and he just shoots this thing off. I don't know what it is.
Because he killed him.
Could have been a Hadouken. Could have been a special beam cannon. Wouldn't that be interesting though if Marvel and DC were to join forces again and make it?
Oh,
why?
Anyway, hold on.
I mean, they got the girl from Spawn in the Marvel comics, which I was surprised to see.
Sorry, hold on. I just got a double kill and I stole Dragon from them. So that was pretty funny, actually. Let me clear this mob out. Marvel, yeah, the Marvel Cinematic. I can't wait for, like, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Oh, but hold on. Before we go into that, let's finish up with Flash. So the season finale of Flash, the spoilers I was talking about, the Flash goes back in time to finally confront and save his mother from the Reverse Flash. But when he goes back in time, he shows up in a room, he sees his future self fighting the Reverse Flash, but his future self stops, looks him dead in the eye, shakes his head no, and puts his hand out like, don't do it.
Wow.
And stops himself from, saving his mom, which I'm so happy they did, because I was personally worried that he was going to save his mom and bring along a premature Flashpoint Paradox universe, which is, as we know how the say bye. Sorry. Okay. As we both know, is from the paradox, the Flashpoint Paradox, where Superman is like this scrawny little guy, and he has no, he's got like amazing powers. He's never learned how to control it. So his laser vision, his laser beams are like death. You don't want to get hit by it. It's full power. So
isn't it like, to me, it seems like, and this is probably what's a good thing about the Flash series, is that they are, I guess they are recognizing the comics, and they are actually trying to follow suit with how everything goes in the comics, but to put a spin on things, not to keep it the same, but just do a little bit differently. Don't you think that's cool? Like, they know what the writers of the comics of Flashpoint have done with the series.
Well, and I'm okay with that, unless they do something like CBS is doing with Supergirl. Have you seen the reveal for Supergirl?
Yes, all right. Here's my take on it. Before you say anything.
All right.
It's okay.
What?
No, listen. Let me finish.
All right.
It's okay, because that's exactly how she would act in this day and age. We can't look at her history from the comics, because you got to remember, certain writers are a little biased and in the era we were living in then, you know, they will always make Supergirl not as strong. You know, I'm not talking about the Dwayne McDuffie days of writing the Justice League. I'm talking about pre Justice League, you know, before it was on television. I'm talking about like the 60s, you know. So see her in this light today, and this I like it. I like it. Jimmy Olsen is black. That's cool. All right. You know,
yeah, I didn't really like the fact that Jimmy Olsen was black.
Yeah, that's great.
It's Jimmy Olsen is supposed to be this nerdy little white boy. Like, yeah, but that's his persona. That's who he is. Now they're gonna make him a strong black man. Like, what?
Well, look at the.
And then it's the same thing with Supergirl. They're making her like a little. Oh my God, I'm such a girly girl that's just trying to fit in and twiddle my hair and my fingers. Like, no, like that's not who she is, though.
Well, that's why I said if we look at it pre JLA from 2000, it's not the same. It can't be, and it can't be the 60s. So it's only right, and we're living in 2015. You got to remember JLA.
Yeah, but in 2015, I think women are a little more empowered than. Oh my God! I need my best friend to come over and help me pick out a dress.
Well,
I don't know what to wear on a date. Like, are you kidding?
Let's look at it this way: she's an alien, so it would be understandable because she's an alien. I mean, she wasn't born here. She was. You got to remember, in the first couple of scenes, it shows her blasting off in the ship before Krypton blows up, and she knew her parents, and they even reference her cousin Kal-El. They reference him, which is awesome. That's awesome. Jimmy Olsen referenced her cousin, which was great because I'm like, if we could get Henry Cavill in it just for one episode before Batman versus Superman, that would be awesome. So I'm all for Supergirl. I hope it does very good. But I understand the criticism. I understand that certain people want to see her more stronger, but this is an origin season. So we're starting to learn who she is before we can get into how powerful she is. Because we haven't seen anything yet. We saw her trying to fly in the alleyway, which I thought was cool.
But then she did fly. And they revealed a lot.
They did reveal a lot, but I think this may be one of the, you know, like I've always said, DC knows how to write great stories. They are the kings of great stories. Marvel, they're terrible. I'm sorry, Marvel can't write a story to save their life. And I know that we got this Secret Wars, Ray, and this Battle World comic out, but I think they're going to screw it up, and I think it's just going to be very, very bad. They're going to screw this up, and a lot of fans of Marvel is going to be pretty let down, you know. The only stories I remember from Marvel writing good was the Civil War. Obviously, Civil War was great. Age of Ultron was good, and House of M. That's why those got their own compendiums. Yeah. Spider-Man, the Spideyverse, left to be seen because I really don't know how it ends. But I do want to pick up the book. I think it's out today. I think it's already came out. So I'm gonna definitely have to pick that book up from Home Depot. I mean, not Home Depot, from Barnes and Nobles.
Yeah, I want to look into that too. But you know what? I'm not psyched about this whole outlook that they have on Supergirl. I think DC is. Or at least CBS writers are dropping the ball on it, and it's
really
just not. Yeah, man, it's not gonna be. You know.
Well, I mean, it's left to be seen. Like we only seen a trailer, you know. Everyone has mixed opinions, and you know, even the guest that's listening right now, you know, if you like it or if you don't like it, let's just see how it goes. Let's see what happens with Supergirl because Supergirl has been.
Yeah, also, audience, if you want to comment on anything of the stories that we're talking about, please just don't forget to timestamp the video so we know, in regards to what part of the conversation this is on YouTube. Just feel free to timestamp the video so we can respond.
Definitely. And to the guy who made a comment to our last video.
Yes, we had our very first comment. First, thank you for commenting. It means a lot to us. We appreciate any and all commenters, whether they are sincere, serious, joking, trolls, lurkers, whatever you may be. Just if you comment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we appreciate it very much.
Yeah, and to give everyone an update on our last show, where in the world is Hideo Kojima? We've just got word that Hideo Kojima is in. He's in New Jersey right now. Um, we don't know where he's at in New Jersey, but we know he's in New Jersey, and he's been monitoring everything as far as the whole Konami fallout. I think Ray spoke with him about last week, and he was in good strides, right? Ray, he was doing okay. Kojima was doing well.
I believe he was doing well. Yes.
I think I saw him because how I knew he was in Jersey. You guys were sitting at Starbucks sipping on a cappuccino, and I said, Kojima, Ray, what's going on? And it was like, oh yeah, we saw the show, great show, yeah, Taco Tuesday. So it was great.
Damn. Too many of them. Couldn't do it by myself.
But yeah, man. So I would tell everyone, give Supergirl a chance. Let's see where it goes. Just like The Flash, just like Daredevil, these shows are good. These are good for the comic fans. We need to see more great writers and more great stories. And I'm not going to knock Marvel, all of Marvel writers, because Marvel, they try, But as far as taking it to the next level, as far as a weekly show, I mean, you gotta be a real busy person to sit there and come up with all those great ideas every week. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, Ray?
Yeah.
Like, you really got to be top notch. You got to have really a lot of creative people around you to come up with brand new ideas, and not only that, be knowledgeable of the characters themselves. I think one of the biggest disappointments in comic book history was where a director directed a movie and had no idea about the character. Like that's just a terrible.
That just sounds like a recipe for the Dragon Ball movie or Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. Action.
Yeah, that's just bad. I think Avatar tried to stay along the veins of the show. Even though I haven't watched the show, I'm thinking about getting all of the books so that I could sit down and watch them in order. Because how I've watched Avatar, and we're not talking about the blue aliens, we're talking about the actual children's show on Nickelodeon Avatar, is I kept seeing different scenes, and the scenes that I've seen, I was like, okay, this is not a bad program, So definitely Avatar. As far as the movie, I think they did pull certain elements, but I think the casting could have been better.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I honestly did not watch it because I heard it was just so bad, and I just decided to not do it.
I mean, for young actors, I would say, like I would give them the benefit of the doubt, only because, they're young actors, so they don't know what they're getting pulled into. Yeah, and the politics of Hollywood itself, whether they cast or recast different people for different things, it's up in the air with that. But as far as the kids are great actors. They made you believe that that's who they were. But I think the negativity got from it because we know that certain cast members were Asian. Just like Dragon Ball Z. Mm-hmm. Dragon Ball Z would have been a great movie had it had an Asian cast, and it didn't have an Asian cast. But I don't know. When you license out your characters like that, you really don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like with Marvel situation, they license out their characters so much to the point where they don't know what a director is going to do with their characters. So that's why they're pulling the trigger on a lot of characters as far as killing them off, and especially with the Secret Wars thing. This Secret Wars thing is going to change everything. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, no one was talking about Guardians of the Galaxy before the movie. When the movie came out, and what was so funny about it is that they actually changed the makeup of the characters once the movie out. So now the Guardians of the Galaxy we see in the comics now today look like Peter Quill, and it looks like the actors that were actually in the movie.
Yeah. Ooh, lucky. Well, it's just unfortunate how Hollywood messes up sometimes. That was lag. What's that?
Yeah, I think Hollywood. I don't know.
It is. My team is not doing anything. I'm about to die. They were. Oh my God! I'm standing. There's these things right in the game that I'm playing, like laser beams that go down at you. And all they were doing was attacking minions and not the thing, and I was tanking. I'm a tank. It's my job to absorb as much damage as possible. And they just weren't doing shit, which is why I prefer to play this game with a team and not by myself. With any backdoor. It's great.
So definitely don't rage quit.
No. If you quit out or anything like that, there's like a whole reporting system. This game is very toxic, so the developers had to implement a report system where people quit out, and they get so many, reports of negativity or anything like that, then you get like banned. So you might get hit with like a 5-minute ban, 20-minute, 40-minute, 2-hour, 24-hour, 48, 1 week, etc., etc. So it's pretty crazy.
Wow. Well,
Nope.
just got an update on Batman versus Superman. They just DC just announced that not one thing will ever change in DC Comics, and that is Batman kicking Superman's ass. That just came out. Yeah, that was just a post. So yeah. Oh, they also got a new Flash jacket. Well, I guess let's see. Hey, other comic book shows, the Flash finale just kicked your ass. Oh, I didn't see that, Ray.
You didn't see what?
The Flash finale.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
So at the very, very end of this Flash finale, it's oh man. So I'm gonna tank this. You guys take it out. Let's see if they listen this time.
Mad Max is doing good, as I called it.
I'm gonna die though. Should have zoned you. Why did I zone you? I forgot. I wasn't paying attention. Win. Woo! GG.
Did you hear this? I don't know if anybody out there knows about this. The hype around the Lego Dimensions. It's like, I guess you can put character Lego onto this mod. It's something like Skylanders and what Disney's Infinity is doing, where you can put the Lego on this platform and actually zap it, I guess, into the game. So you can play in the Lego Movie World, you can play in Batman Arkham World, you can play in Hobbit's World, you can play in the Lord of the Rings world. This looked like it's going to take off into something big.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. This looked like it's going to be something amazing. I mean, I've seen some type of small feature of it. They had a setup of it in Toys R Us recently. I was with my son. And, he can build his own town on a iPad. And what it does is that, it takes designs of different bricks that he can just build himself. It's like an app, but it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just look at how Minecraft took off. I don't know any kid 10 years old and under that does not like Minecraft. Minecraft has took off like Lego was for us back in the day, which is amazing.
Yes, Minecraft has been absolutely amazing recently. It really has been.
Like, I have no idea how badass Minecraft was to kids.
Excuse me.
Holy smokes.
Minecraft is absolutely amazing. Holy smokes, what? What did you find out?
They just found out something else, breaking news. What? I didn't know this. Well, there are 4 big Mad Max Easter eggs you can find in Fallout games. So I guess if you're a fan of Fallout, the game for the PS3 or the original Fallout, they have a lot of references to Mad Max, which I kind of get, because I think Fallout 3's cover shot did show a dog walking with a guy with a gun, which resembles Mad Max on the cover of The Road Warrior. So I thought that's pretty awesome. Yeah, which is pretty cool. I'm just waiting for that Mad Max game, because that game is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Like, Mad Max is really taking over right now. I think it made $70 million over the weekend.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes. It's doing actually pretty good. Mad Max, I was always behind Mad Max since the early days, and when I found out they was making a new one, George Miller, he's really involved as far as making his movies. And there's been a lot of backlash behind it too, because they said that the girls are too powerful. But I mean, we live in a society where you're gonna have characters in movies who are probably gonna be more male dominant than any. But what he wanted to do was make the women just as strong as the men, which I don't think is a bad thing, as long as you have an equal balance. Now Mad Max is no way soft in this movie. From what I understand, he's doing a lot more serious damage. Right next to Charlize Theron, who plays one of the characters in the movie. But I gotta see this movie, Ray. I'm gonna probably check it out sometime tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, you know my motto. I'd rather wait for the movie to come out on Blu-ray than.
You know what movie came out on Blu-ray fast?
What?
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah, that came out pretty quick. That movie came out in February.
I was in Best Buy. I saw Hot Tub Time Machine 2. I was like, are you kidding me? That is a funny movie. I did see it.
It was pretty good. I didn't really like the ending. I felt like the ending was kind of their way of saying, well, if we had made a Hot Tub Time Machine, or if we were able to make a Hot Tub Time Machine 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, this is the route we would have took it.
Yeah, they're gonna make it.
I don't know if they will.
Yeah, they will. They will. They're gonna make more. Just like they made what do you call it? What's the other movie that people slept on?
I mean, it was pretty funny.
22 Jump Street. They're gonna make another one. They have to make another one. I think it's in their contract to make another one. What else they're gonna do? And that comedy is just hilarious. It really is. It's like with their comedy, you don't get normally. You don't see that often. If anything, we're lacking comedy movies, to tell you the truth. When was the last comedy movie that was in the theaters, right? Other than Hot Tub Time Machine.
Hold on, I have this. I actually do know this. Comedy. I've got it here somewhere. Hold on.
Yeah, I think we're missing a lot of comedies. We need more comedies in the theaters. Because right now we do have a lot of superhero movies that are out. Like,
you know what? I can't even find it in my list right now. So yeah, there is a lot of comedies missing. I know I saw something else. Right. Oh, The Wedding Ringer.
Yeah, that was the only one. And then the other one with Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart. Get Hart or something?
Yeah, Get Hart. Yeah, I didn't like it. But Get Hart was like 2013, 2014.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like...
Get Hart, yeah. I didn't like it, though. I thought it was alright.
Yeah.
I like Kevin Hart a lot better in the one I just said. I forgot what it's called already.
Wedding Ringer.
Wedding Ringer.
Yeah. I don't know.
I have currently seen, in the past week, since I told you earlier, I did nothing but catch up on movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Tracers, Everly, American Sniper. I've seen Unbroken. I've caught up on all of Flash, Arrow, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I saw The Kingsman, The Secret Service. I've seen Ex Machina.
What did you think
I saw Chappie. Chappie.
What did you think of Kingsman?
I thought Kingsman was great.
That was awesome.
Wait for Kingsman Part 2. I thought that was such a great movie.
That was a great movie, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not seen Kingsman, I highly recommend you go watch that.
Kingsman was amazing.
It was very, very, very good.
Yeah.
Definitely not your typical spy movie. And that's an inside joke also to the people who've seen the movie.
Yeah, that was a great movie. Great cast. Just great all around great action movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check that movie out.
And do yourself a favor and go watch Chappie also.
Yes. You're doing yourself injustice if you do not see Kingsman and Chappie.
Yeah, Chappie was really good. Stop stealing Daddy's car! Stop stealing! Why you steal Daddy's cars?
Pretty good. Pretty good movie, man.
It was really good. It was funny. It had action. I'm sure if you're a little more on the sensitive side, you would cry. It's got a little bit of everything. It's fun for the whole family.
Yeah, hands down, great movie. That was.
Also, I'm trying to get myself the Chappie shirt that the girl was wearing.
Yeah,
I would like a T-shirt like that.
That's actually a band. That's actually a band. I can't think of the girl and the guy that played in that movie is actually a band out of France or somewhere, and they're really, really popular. But a lot of people were wondering if the chemistry between the director and those two were positive. And I think they came out recently and made a statement that no, there was no problems. Like they got along with everybody. Like they I guess their image and their portrayal in the as far as their songs and their music is a little out there, right? Like a lot of people really don't
Really
with them. Yeah, I'm gonna find the name of the band right now, so that way people can check them out. I think they're a cool band. I think they just like to have fun.
Yeah, check that out. Wow. Find out the name of that band while I talk about Ex Machina.
Yeah, I think they like to have fun with what they do. So I wouldn't take their music and their image seriously. They're just having fun.
I also saw A History of Violence.
Uh-huh.
I had to, Joey. Joey. I had to fast forward through it a little bit. It was good. It was a really good movie, but it was just really old. Like just the shooting style, and the movie came out in 2005. I didn't know. For some reason, I thought you were talking to me like, you know, A History of Violence was a movie from like last year, and I just didn't know about.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. That's why.
And that just, and you know what's funny?
That's why I just said Joey.
Yeah, you know what? And you know what's
Joey.
funny? Let me tell you something that's very interesting. This is something that people didn't know. This is a TIL moment. Things I learned. Just yesterday, after I told you about that movie, the day after, they interviewed Viggo Mortensen, and they asked him what was his favorite movie that he actually starred in. And he said his favorite movie is The History of Violence. He said it from his words, his mouth, that The History of Violence was one of his best movies he think he ever played in. And I have to agree. That was a great, great movie, man. Hands down, great movie. Oh, put a little side note, because I know we're jumping all over the place. The name of the band is called Die Antwoord. Okay, it's DIEANTWOORD. They got a couple of weird, crazy videos, but I'm digging them, you know. And I think everyone should check them out. I think, you know, if you saw Chappie and you're wondering about those two, the girl and the guy that was in it, who played mom and dad, you should definitely check out this band out. They got over 1 million views on YouTube for some of their music, and they're really, really big. They're really popular, you know, outside of the United States. So, you know, Die Antwoord, Ugly Boy, Pitbull Terrier is funny. I saw that one. You type in that, Pitbull Terrier is hilarious. It's just a funny movie, but a funny video. But yeah, that's my take on Chappie and the band. The band is awesome.
Oh, very cool, very cool. Yeah, so the History of Violence was very good. Focus was amazing. It was a very good Will Smith movie. It definitely shows the chemistry that what's her name? I forget her name. She was in Focus. She was in The Wolf of Wall Street. She's going to be. Why can't I remember her name now? In Suicide Squad, the Joker's girlfriend, Harley Quinn.
I know who you're talking about.
She's going to be Harley Quinn. Let me find out her name.
Yeah, she's actually really funny. She was actually in, wasn't she in Ed TV, the television show?
Not sure.
Yeah, I think she was in that show. She was like the baby mom or something, but it was just hilarious.
Yeah, I know what to do.
My little brother watched that show.
Her name is, I think, Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie. Yeah, that's her. Margot Robbie.
Okay.
She was in Focus. She was in About Time. Was she in About Time? Was she really? About Time was a romantic comedy. It's about a guy who is with his father, and his father tells him on his deathbed pretty much that he has this ability to be able to go back in time to any point he wants and relive those moments.
So hold on.
There's like a catch or something like that.
But isn't About Time... Okay. There's a lot of time movies. What was the name of that movie? I want our audience, if you know it, just put it in the comment section. Please put the time of when you heard this question. What was the movie with Justin Timberlake? And he was this guy, Nick of Time or something, where...
In Time.
Is that what it was called?
I believe so.
So we got In Time, Nick of Time, Out of Time, and what's the other one that you just said?
About Time.
About Time. There's a lot of time movies, so forgive me if I don't know what you're talking about.
No, yeah, About Time. It's not a very well-known movie. It's definitely the kind of movie that you watch, and it's a romantic comedy. It's a chick flick. It's a big British movie. It wasn't like, it's very European. It wasn't really big here in America, I think. I don't know. I don't know what box offices look like. I'm just going by my memory and what I remember was being, advertised. And About Time was not like a big movie. So, but I watched it and I thought it was really good. Very sweet. The Wolf of Wall Street. That's what this girl is in, Margaret Robbie, and she was also in Focus. And you can see Will Smith and Margaret Robbie's chemistry, their relationship in Focus. And since they're both going to be in Suicide Squad, and they're both leading characters in Suicide Squad, and it's known that Harley Quinn and who is it? Deadshot?
Yeah.
Have a relationship-ish kind of thing going on in the Suicide Squad, and Joker gets all jealous. That's a thing. So it'd be really interesting to see that chemistry in that next movie, because they do have chemistry, and it's proof in Focus. So if you haven't seen Focus, watch it for those two reasons. It's really good. Ex Machina, man, I don't even want to talk about that. Just watch it. I can't even talk about it without spoiling anything. Just watch it.
Don't tell me. Don't tell. Is that what the girl? Is that what the guy who tells?
Yep.
Okay, don't tell me anything because I got to see that movie. I got to see that movie.
Yep.
Got to see that movie.
It's so good. Another good movie that's very. I forget the film style. I forgot what it's called, but it's that like third-person view. It's that view for like a home recording type movie. Like somebody's recording it on their camcorder.
Like Blair Witch.
Like Blair Witch. Like, what was the name of that movie with the superheroes?
Cloverfield?
No, man, superheroes. They were all a bunch of kids, and then they got superpowers, and one of their best friends became a supervillain, and then they had to fight it.
That's start with a. I know what you're talking about.
If anyone in the audience knows, don't forget, just timestamp the video, leave it in the comment section. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember at all. Anyway.
So the setup is basically
Project Almanac is just like that.
Okay.
So it's like got that home vibe feel, and Project Almanac. Actually, I'm not really a fan of those kind of movies, but this was really good. It was actually like a really good movie. I didn't really like the way it ended. I thought it was okay, but yeah, it was good. It was a good movie.
Okay. I'll definitely have to check that out, man. But yeah, man. Yeah, certain movies that have come out, man. The blockbuster, it seems like the movies are getting stronger. A lot of movies are coming out this year. Mad Max is one of them, which I really like. I definitely got to see it. But I'm a Mad Max fan. We already had Avengers.
I'm sorry, just something really funny.
Yeah, but
it's a picture of Scorpion. It says, "Your mama's so ugly." Scorpion said, "Stay over there." Oh, it's really funny.
Yeah, so The Witcher 3 came out recently. You know anything about this game?
The Witcher 3. Yes, I don't know much, honestly. I just downloaded Witcher 1 and 2 on Steam to play.
Okay.
The other day. I haven't really gotten around to it. I played about maybe an hour into Witcher 1. I don't even know how long of a game that is. I should really look it up, because I'm really hoping it's not like a 60-hour game. I still gotta beat Inquisition.
Okay.
But it looks really good. It looks really nice. I've had all my PlayStation friends have done nothing but talk about it over and over over and over. How much they want to play it and beat it. Yeah. Jeez,
Right.
it's a 38-hour game.
Well, a lot of people have been talking about it recently. It's getting a lot of advertising shows and a lot of commercials, TV spots. It's been getting a lot of praise as far as this great game. I'd never played Witcher myself, so I really wouldn't be able to talk anything about what Witcher is. I just know it's like a RPG, and a lot of people, some people are upset about it because they thought it would be complete open world, but for some reason it isn't. It's part open world. So what it
Wait,
is,
really? I was told it was going to be complete open world also.
yeah, what it is that you go to different parts of the map and then you got to load it up. So basically, what it is that you're in one town, and that town is that town. It's not a clear voyage of walking and traveling through each town. You have to, once you get, I guess, to a certain part at the edge of a border of a town, it has to load the rest of the town. So a lot of people are upset about that. They thought that it would be something like Grand Theft Auto where you can just drive or go anywhere. That's not the case. I also
or like Skyrim, yeah.
Yeah, or like Skyrim, exactly. And I also think that Final Fantasy 15 is going to suffer that same problem because I don't think it's going to be complete open. I think you're going to have to load up the next area just to continue playing the game, which is not bad, but I mean, you would think we got into the age of consoles where they should be able to take care of this problem. You know what I mean? Like, from what I also heard someone say, that we're not going to really see true 4K video games until 2 more console cycles. So this may be the pre-run to 4K.
I don't know about 2 more console cycles. So
yeah, that's what someone said. There's going to be these 2 more console
whatever
cycles.
The highest resolution is, we're going to get a resolution lower for current generation.
Well, look at God of War. God of War remaster. God of War 3 remastered is out for the PS3 or PS4.
What
And
resolution is that?
yeah, PlayStation 4 has God of War 3 remastered, right?
I believe it's either coming out or it's out. Yeah.
Okay, it's supposed to be 1080p, HD graphics, 60 frames per second. They don't even think it's going to be able to run at 60 frames per second, and they really don't believe it's going to be at 1080p, full 1080p.
Why? Who said that?
No, that's what certain people observed, and they don't believe that it's going to be able to run as it says it would. Now, I'm looking at that, and this was just someone who made a comment. Now, I'm looking at that, I'm saying to myself, well, the PS3 gave you all 5 games, God of War 1, 2, 3 HD, full, strong 60 frames per second, 1080p. So what's the problem with the new consoles, the PS4? And what's, you know what I mean? Like,
nothing. People just, I mean, there's plenty of games that run native in 1080p at 60 frames per second. Just to name a couple off my head, I believe the Call of Duties run at 60 frames per second. I think Battlefield runs at 900p at 60 frames per second. Trying to think, because there's a difference. There's a lot of games that are 1080p at 30 frames per second, and there's a lot of games that are 1080 at 60 frames. Like, for example, I know Assassin's Creed Black Flag, it runs at 1080p, but it only runs at 30 frames per second. So, just trying to remember. Dragon Age Inquisition is a 30 frame per second game. I believe the FIFA games are 60 frames per second at 1080p. I think.
okay.
Oh, the Tomb Raider game that came out, that was a 1080p game at 60 frames per second. And what else am I thinking of? I think that might be it for PS4 games. Regardless, though, it can definitely support it. There's plenty of games out there that do it.
Right.
Now, if we're talking about Xbox One, then yeah, I have my doubts because Xbox One's 1080p games usually run at 30 frames per second, or they'll run, if they're going to run at 60 frames per second, it's usually a 720p game. So, for example, here's a game I didn't think of either. Metal Gear Solid 4, Ground Zero, right? Ground Zeroes is on the PS4. It's 1080p at 60 frames per second, but on the Xbox One, it's 720p at 60 frames per second.
You see, now that's my thing. It's like, okay, we're in an age now where we've jumped ahead as far as consoles, right?
Yeah.
Why the struggle to get great visuals? I mean, not to say that that's a bad thing, because you got to look at it. And I was just talking to my son about this. I says, would you want good graphics or great gameplay?
But it has nothing to do with developers or the graphics or anything like that. It has nothing to do with their software.
No,
it has to do with the hardware.
Right. So my thing is this: they're making these games because obviously all of them are starting.
Well, this is what your argument is exactly what the core argument is for a PC Master Race. Why buy a console if that's what you care about? Because
right.
If you do care about graphics, why buy a console? You're going to spend the exact same amount of money on a console that you do, on the same exact rig for a PC, and you're going to run 4K. You're not going to have to worry about running something at 900p, at 30 frames per second, or 1080p at 30 frames per second, or whatever.
Right. It's like, you obviously you got to have a balance. There's a thing in computers where you need a balance. You can't give too much graphics. Your gameplay will suffer like shit. Your gameplay will basically run like shit.
I mean, I agree. I think the developers have to find a balance between gameplay and graphics. But the issue isn't, back to your original question, I don't think it's about, it's not a matter of why they're not outputting better graphics or why is there an issue with, consoles outputting certain graphics at a certain resolution, and et cetera, et cetera. It's a what. Meaning, what hardware are they putting in the consoles, and why are they putting said hardware? It all comes down to cost. They're not willing. They're trying to keep it competitive. PS4 and Xbox One are the two main competitors for consoles, and they're both the high-end consoles, and they can only put so much in there while still making profit, a certain percentage of profit that they need to make per console in order to pay off research and development, to pay off the millions that they spend on this, the millions that they spend on that, just everything in general. It's a company, and each company has developed and put down so much money that, they need to remake that money back. So when you're doing hardware for consoles, and you're putting certain things in, you got to think about it as, if it was your company, what can you do to cut costs, save money, but yet still bring the best that you can out while staying competitive? Because, if PlayStation 4 had an unlimited budget, do you not think that they would probably just say, okay, well, what's the top of the line PC rig? I want all of that in a PS4. How much is that PS4 going to cost you? $5,000. But if they didn't, if they could afford it and people would buy it, then they'll make it. But no one wants to pay more than $500 for a console.
Well, I think that
too much.
Well, I think this is the thing. I think the developers are getting ahead of the consoles because the developers know how to make good games. They know exactly what it takes to make good games. This is no way an attack on the developers, and I would never attack developers. I just attack the business practices that their companies do. Same goes for Sony, same goes for Microsoft, and same goes for Nintendo. All right? I'm no way a fanboy of any of these consoles. I play all the consoles. Every console. Any console that comes out, I will play it. I will sample it. I even checked out the Android, what is it, that UWA? I've tried that out, okay? So knowing that these developers are smart enough and sophisticated enough to make these great, high-quality games, like you said, it always goes back to the hardware. So if they know that the hardware is not up to par to what these developers are making games with, then they really need to reevaluate what they're pushing out and calling them consoles. Because the PS4 and the Xbox One, I'm pretty sure that they were rushed. I said this back in 2015. I said, these games were rushed. In when it came out, 2013 or 2014.
Yeah, they were rushed because you got to think about it. It's all at launch titles are all working. The developers are all probably. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a developer. I don't work, but what I would deduce is that they're all working under the assumption of whatever it is that said companies are giving them. Oh, our consoles, like if Xbox One says to the developers, they're not going to tell the developers what is in the console because that's all a secret until it's revealed. And then, even once it's revealed, they might go back and switch something. You know, like it's not set in stone until it's released.
Right.
And they tell the developers, this is, I'm sure, what they probably tell them is, don't worry, our games will be able to output at 1080p. Our console will be able to handle that.
Right.
Like, let's say Xbox One did that. Okay. Let's say, you know, they do that, and then all of a sudden the developers go and they're like, well, in debug mode or whatever it is they're doing, the game keeps crashing. We're having issues. We're having screen issues, tear issues, graphical issues. You know, like
believe it or not,
not.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but believe it or not, even Witcher 3 is having problems. I just saw a guy try to jump over a fence, and the horse and him got stuck in the air. Okay, so it's like they know they're releasing these, and they're releasing these half-ass games. Let's say what it is. It's called a spade a spade. They're releasing half-ass games, okay? And they know that if they don't have enough time with these games in development, that when they come out, they're going to need a bunch of patches. And I think what happened with gaming, what happened in gaming in general is that they let this practice go. You know, because as soon as they knew that these systems can go online, they said, okay, well, we can just give them shitty gameplay, and we can just fix it later. But there's a game that's been out for a while that still hasn't been patched. There's a couple of games that's been out for a while that have not gotten no update patches. You know, and it's sad. But when you're dropping $60 on a game, you're expecting a real good gameplay. You know, and I think with the like we said, the balance between graphics and gameplay, just give me the gameplay. At the end of the day, it's the gameplay is what really matters, because if I can't play it but it looks good on my screen, then I might as well go with a PC. You know, because at least I could tweak things and update things myself with a PC. Yeah. So I kind of understand the fight from what the PC Master Race is talking about, but at the same time, the consoles can do better. That's just what it is. So even when a person made a remark and said we're going to need 2 more console cycles before we get it right, before we can get to 4K, come on. Like how many consoles are you going to release? Right now, the PlayStation 4 is the #1 selling console in the world.
Well, it goes back down to, a company's perspective. They can't handle, their budget doesn't allow them to put whatever it is that they need to put into the PS4 or the Xbox One to output 4K games. It's too expensive.
Well, you're right, because
because it's not just that. It's like, let's say it's a graphics card. Okay, but now the graphics card is so much more high-powered. I don't know if this is how it works or not. Don't freaking crucify me for this, but let's say it starts overheating. Oh, so now we need a better fan. Oh, but for a better fan, we're going to need it to be bigger, or it's going to have to be like plasma-cooled, whatever. I don't know, I'm just talking out of my ass. And, like that's just so much more expensive. Like it's just more components that they're putting in, and it just makes it more expensive. This is the question, can Sony make a 4K console right now? Yes, they can. Is it liable? No, it's not. That's the problem. If you really care about 4K graphics that much, then get a PC. If that's what everything means to you, like my little brother sees me playing my PS4 and he goes, oh, those textures are disgusting. Those textures are so bad. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, the textures are beautiful. I think they look great. He's like, oh, it looks like Minecraft. It's so bad. All right, well, that's his opinion. He's a PC gamer because he likes to have beautiful, amazing, lifelike textures. I'm like, dude, if you want to see grass that beautiful on a screen, just go outside and touch it. Like, like grab some fucking fresh air, go outside, touch the grass. There you go. There's your fucking textures. Okay? Well, I'm happy with what I got on the PS4.
Well, look at it.
It's not garbage. It's not terrible. It's not 720p, all right? And it's not 4K. I'm very comfortable at my 900p, 1080p, 30 frames, 60 frames per second. I'm comfortable with that. Once it evolves and it moves forward and things get cheaper, I'll be even happier. But come on, like how much can you expect from a console? I mean, they don't have as many consoles as the PS4 sells. I can guarantee you there's 100 times more computers out in the world.
Yeah, well, I believe that. All right, you know, and let's talk about your brother's generation. Okay, they were born into the whole graphics thing. You know, like graphics is so important. You don't have good graphics, and you know what you're playing on ain't shit. That's their lingo. All right. Now look at us. We're older. We were born and christened into the Genesis era and Super Nintendo era, so we know how far graphics have come.
And that's where it is too. We grew into consoles.
Right.
We grew up with consoles.
But
kids nowadays, they grew up into computers.
Right. We grew up into computers as well, but computers wasn't as mainstream as.
No, yeah, but I'm thinking about it through the eyes of my 13-year-old brother. All right, that's out there, and he's playing on the computer and doing what he does. And he says this to me. He goes, "Why should I play on a console when the computer has 20 times more selection, and it has like 20,000 times better graphics, and it's got like everything he wants. There's no what's it called? Shoot, when a game is only on a certain system."
Oh, exclusivity.
Exclusivity.
Yeah.
There's like any exclusivity that's out for a console usually ends up going to the PC or something like that. So the PC gets almost all the games.
Well,
eventually, maybe something will get ported from PC to the console. But they're right. Why go when you're born, right, and you're growing up? Why go into something that has one use? It's a console, and just plays games that are not as good and is as expensive as something else that you can purchase and use it for schoolwork, homework, internet surfing, and you get to play games. It's a rig. That makes sense to me. That's okay. I can understand the whole PC master race. What PC master racers don't understand, or maybe they do understand and they just decided to just go in that direction, is that growing up with a Sega Genesis, growing up with an SNES, when Nintendo 64, upgrading the consoles all the time, going from one console to another, seeing how the graphics were, playing with friends at home on the couch.
Yeah, that's an element that's no longer exists. So for them to expect graphics and them to expect great games on the PC, that's the generation that they're born into. So like we look at games from a totally different perspective, because we know when you have a console, or just the importance of being around your friends and playing a video game on the couch. All of those things, there were elements to this. Just like I remember playing Double Dragon non-stop on a Nintendo with my little brother, and we would play it till our fingers hurt, okay? Because we really wanted to beat the game. And we didn't have no loading time. There was nothing of that. We didn't have to wait to download anything. We just popped it in and played. And, that's sadly gone now. But, I mean, just because that's just where we're at today, Yeah. But, as far as how this generation now looks at it, and I'm talking about my nephew's age, I'm talking about your brother's age, 20-year-olds, just 20 or 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds, if you listen. We understand that, this is what you guys expect. You guys expect a great experience, and you're entitled to that because that's exactly what these video game companies promise you. But we know as older individuals, it's not. They can promise us up and down. We know we're not going to get that. Right? Like they show us a good FMV of a great video game that's coming out, and we know it's just nothing but video. It's not actual true game. But you will believe, the average person will believe, oh, I gotta get that game. That game is exactly what I'm watching.
Yep.
And it's not. It really isn't. There's so many problems that go along with when they make these videos, obviously it's for advertisement purposes. I mean, if you look back in the day, go to cereal commercial, okay? And this is what a lot of people don't know. A cereal commercial will show you the cereal poured in the bowl and show the bowl sitting there with the milk. That's not milk you're looking at. That's glue. They just, and the advertisers and the person who prettied that picture up for you was paid to do that. So when you see Battlefront game footage, that's not actual gameplay footage. Battlefront, that was a movie. That's not the actual gameplay.
Yeah, I don't believe that's the gameplay. Please.
No, it isn't. It's no way it could be the gameplay. I mean, because we haven't seen that yet. They promised us, who used to be a big proprietor of that? Who used to be the
especially when it's the same company that, is promising, like, that has Battlefield and Battlefield Hardline. And on the Xbox One, that runs at 720 at 60 frames, and on the PS4, that runs at 900p at 60 frames. So, Battlefield Hardline is their newest Battlefield. And I'm sure they're using the same engine, and we're expecting a 1080p, 60 frames per second Battlefront.
Yeah.
No, Battlefield Hardline can't even do that. So what's...
You got to always remember, the angles is what really fool people. Because you know how hard it is to try to spin that camera around to get a front view of your character while running through a gunfight? You got to remember, and I try to recreate that, Ray. A lot of people don't know that certain videos that I've put up, I try to recreate those scenes that you actually seen in a commercial, that you've seen for video footage. Because what they're doing is they're already knowing that the R3 button, if you spin it around, which is the analog, you can get a front view of the character while he's slicing a sword or while he's shooting a gun. So that's just visual play. Even though they give you that, they give you the option to do it. You can't play good doing that, but you can try, But the main proprietor who always been the culprit of that was Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy, every time a Final Fantasy game came out, they always showed the FMV. They never showed you the gameplay footage. They show you some of it, but not a lot. But they always love to show you the movie scenes, the cut scenes, all the scenes that wasn't going to be part of the actual gameplay. But yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Well, all in all, long story short, I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm alright with consoles in the way they are, and I'm happy playing. I am a console gamer, and it's not. I understand the benefits for personal computing and using them as game consoles and playing the games on your computer. I get that. I get all the benefits for it. I just don't care. It's a preference because it's like, for example, an automatic car is 10,000 times more efficient than a manual car will ever be. But I drive stick because I enjoy driving stick. There's something about manually shifting the gears and pressing the clutch that I enjoy. There's something about holding a controller in my hand. Oh, you can hold a controller on the computer. Okay, that's fine, but it's not made for the computer. Oh, but you can use it with the computer. That's not my point. My point is that the PS4 gives you a controller, Xbox One gives you a controller. That's what you use for the console. I enjoy playing that way. I enjoy the controller with the console and just playing on that. Like, that's just what I enjoy. That's what I like. And I don't think there should be, well, I was going to say I don't think there should be, like, a so-called PC master race. I just think that's cockiness and bad attitude. But that's my opinion. I just think that, all in all, we're all gamers, and we should all just enjoy whatever peripheral we play on.
Most certainly. I mean, what do you think, Ray? Do you think that, because you see the whole retro game vibe going, they're actually making a new console that has, and I don't think it's out yet, but it's coming, where you can play the TurboGrafx 16, Sega CD, MAME, Genesis.
You're going to have to repeat all of that. You're breaking up really bad.
Okay, they're making a new console. It's supposed to be coming out. It's supposed to basically play all of the old retro games. It's not out yet. It's probably not going to be out for a while. but it's called Retro Freak. And what it is that you can play TurboGrafx 16, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, PC Engine games, TurboGrafx 16, Genesis, Super Nintendo, Nintendo. Yeah. What do you think of that? All-in-one gaming console. So you can not only put the cartridges in, but you can also play ROMs from it.
I think that's pretty cool. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it just was announced today that I guess some guys out wherever and is working on it. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That does sound pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, because they had a system called the Retcon 5. It's already out. You can buy it anywhere now. You can even buy it online where it already does some of that, but it doesn't play everything. And I thought that was a real cool feature to, if you have old games sitting around, you can actually play, But what do you think about Nintendo DS and 3DS games, right? What do you think? Do you think that they're gonna
I think it's got a real niche market. I think I used to be a part of that market and I miss it. I think that market is for people that, unless you are a child, I think when you're playing as a young adult or as an adult, the 3DS is really for groups of people that enjoy gaming together on the go while they're doing stuff. So, for example, let's say we all decided to go out and grab a slice of pizza. We're just hanging out. We're not going to like a restaurant or anything. We're just hanging out, going to play some pool, whatever's going on. And those consoles are the type of consoles that you go ahead and you play with your friends. You guys all jump on and you get a game of Mario Kart. And you talk shit to each other's faces, and you all play. Or you're waiting online for the next pair of Air Jordans or whatever, and you all are waiting online because you all have to share that hobby, and you play Mario Kart or Super Smash Brothers together. That's fun. I think that's something that I miss.
Well, what do you think about the for the future for it? Like how you got a lot of Nintendo games, Super Nintendo games.
I think if they do something like that with the future, that would be absolutely amazing. With if they can open that up to
Well, no, you're missing. Hold on, Ray. You're missing the question. What I'm saying is this: you're seeing how expensive, like a game called Little Samson costs more than $100 right now. Little Samson for the old Nintendo, the rarity of it, because it's a cartridge-based game. Do you think that in time, all of those DS games, all of these 3DS games will go up in value because of the way it was made? Because it's still cartridge-based format? And this is a question for our audience too. Do you think just because the Nintendo has kept that cartridge model going for so many years, do you think that the 3DS and the DS games will go up in value in the future, just like the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo cartridges are today? Because I think GameStop now are accepting old retro games for a good amount of money.
I'm going to go with yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, because I think it would work on the console itself, but not the games anymore. That's why I say no. No for the games, yes for the consoles. Like, for example, I had a limited edition Legend of Zelda 25th anniversary 3DS, and it got stolen from me. And it's a very rare console. It sells for, I don't know, how much does it sell for online usually? $300-$500.
Yeah.
Something like that, and it's pretty awesome looking, but I'm sure it gets rare for things like that. Yeah, I just looked online. I see $275. Oh, but that's for the 3DS XL. That's not the one I had. That one's really nice though. Wow.
The gold one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Majora's Mask on it.
Oh no, not the Majora's Mask. I actually got the Link Before Time, a Link Between Time, or something like that.
Oh, A Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, I got that one.
The gold one with the Triforce on it, upside down.
Yeah, I kind of like that too because it was like when I found it, I was like, okay, this is an awesome little console here, and I never
Majora's
had a,
Mask one though, that is so nice.
yeah, I never had a 3DS before, so I decided to pick it up. I was trying to get the Majora's Mask for my son, but
Yeah, but
unfortunately,
see, now look at this. Like, I'm looking at the 3DS, the original 3DS one, the Legend of Zelda one that I had, and it's selling here brand new for $175.
yeah,
So you can also tell, like, this used to be a lot more expensive.
oh yeah,
So as the 3DS has been evolving, the console has been evolving and
yeah.
coming out with
I think
more.
that's what they didn't expect. The people who were trying to sell the console, they didn't expect them to make a new 3DS. But I was talking to Nick, who used to work at the old job, and I told him, I was like, what if they make a new 3DS? Because around that time, the Wii U was out. A lot of people was dogging the Wii U, talking about it's not a good console, won't sell. But I was like, Nintendo's ace up their sleeve is to just basically make a new 3DS. If they was to do that and sell and remake Majora's Mask, they will make so much money. And sure
They
enough,
did do that. What do you
that's
mean?
exactly what happened. And I was it was so weird to me because I was just talking about that, you know. But yeah, it's interesting to see how they're doing that. But I do believe that those cartridges are probably going to be worth something because a lot of those companies are not even around anymore. Like there's certain companies that make those are independent. Hang on, hey buddy, doing good. You got homework? Get to it. But yeah, so I think that yeah, the Nintendo is really. Hang on a second.
Yeah, I'm looking up things on the Game Gear right now. I don't know if you guys remember, Sega used to have a portable handheld system with color screen. It was pretty awesome. It had Sonic. You could get Home Alone on it. It was super fun. I'm looking at it. It's pretty cheap on eBay right now. $14.99, $60, $69.99, $14.99. Oh, it's actually over. Looks like someone locked that on it.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is actually really cool, but it's not really selling for that much. So like I don't know how consoles are going to hold up for the future. I don't foresee it. I have to disagree with Terry. I
Well, the
don't
thing is,
agree that it's going to hold its value. Terry, I'm just saying I don't know if I fully agree with you. I think I might disagree with you, man. I just think
I mean, you know what? Like not all games, but like certain core games. Like to this day, if you look at the way the market is, as far as like anywhere, I mean, every Mario game, every Zelda game retains their retail value. Like it doesn't drop, like at all. Like it only drops if a new console comes out. Like a Mario game today, if you're looking for a Mario game, I'm talking about for the Wii U or the Wii, it's still it's still the same price as when it came out for retail. And that's what I'm thinking. Like, how is this? I mean, we know Nintendo at one point had a monopoly on the entire video game, uh, debacle. It had basically it just ran everything. It wouldn't even let Tengen, who used to be also a video game maker who used to make cartridges, they wouldn't even let them sell it in Toys R Us stores. Like Tengen was a black cartridge that played in a Nintendo, but because it wasn't an official Nintendo grade cartridge, they basically sidelined them. They told certain retailers, if you sell a Tengen game, we will not give you any of our new games. Like that's how it used to be. So to this day, when we look at Nintendo now and we see all of their high price games for a Mario game, like Mario Kart will forever stay $59.99.
yeah, it's crazy. I just looked up Mario Party, and Mario Party 10 this is on GameStop. Pre-owned is currently $44.99, but Mario Party 8 for the Wii, not the Wii U, just the Wii, is $50. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of people that are listening sees this. Like, this isn't something that just miraculously just started happening. This always been this way, and it's crazy. It really is crazy. Like, you will not find a Mario game under $20. I guarantee you, unless it's Mario 1. You will not find a Mario game under $20. For the new consoles, you will not find it. It does not exist.
Trying to prove you wrong. I'm trying to look for it right now.
Look up Mario Galaxy. Look at Mario Galaxy 2. $30 to $40 range.
Well, Mario Galaxy is on the Wii, right? Or is it on the
Yeah,
Wii U?
on the Wii. Look it up.
It's not a new console. The Wii's an old console.
Exactly, but it did not drop in price.
It's $20 for the Wii, Mario Galaxy 1.
What site?
GameStop.
If you can find it.
Yeah. I mean, it says add to cart. It doesn't say sold out or anything. Let me see. Yeah, it ships. It ships out. You just buy it online.
Yeah. But, case in point, I don't know, something with Nintendo and their cartridges. Like, now let me I'm going to be very specific now. What I'm saying is that the headliners.
There is no game for the Wii U out for $20 for Mario. 0 games.
You know what is 20? You know what's
it's all Amiibo figures.
You know what's $17.99? Batman Origins.
Oh really?
$17.99 for the Wii U. Okay? Now, third party, and this is why I think third party don't like to deal with Nintendo, because they can't retain their value in their games. When they drop their games for all consoles abroad, I think they have to drop it for the Nintendo too. But Nintendo's headliners like Donkey Kong, Pokemon, Mario, Luigi, Yoshi will always be expensive games because those are their stars.
I'm looking. I found a couple games for between $30 and $40.
Yeah.
For the Wii U, but it's funny because the only games that are between that is the Mario and Sonic games that did not do very well.
Right.
And then the next set of games that you can find for $50 at the cheapest is Mario Party 10, which I know got reviewed poorly as well. I think got like a 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they have a flash sale going on for Super Mario 3D World right now. It's usually $55. It's on sale for $50. So yeah, you can't.
It's not a flash sale. That's a small discount.
So yeah, Mario games do not go on sale
at all. Never. I never see it. I never see it sell in Walmart. I never see it sell in Target. I never see it sell in Best Buy, bro. They always maintain their price. And that's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Like, I can find Star Wars 3 Lego, right, for the 3DS for like $7 to $5, right? Good game. I like it. I'm a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
But just because it's not a Nintendo headliner, like a main Nintendo character, it's gonna drop in price. But like we can go back to say that what makes a game a game? It's not the characters, because everybody's not buying a Mario game. Everybody's not buying a Luigi game. Everybody's not buying you know what I'm saying? And it's funny. I think the Luigi game is gonna be rare. For some strange reason, I have a feeling that Luigi U is going to be rare.
Really? The Luigi Wii U. I still haven't bought a Wii U. Do you recommend that I buy one at this time? See? Where'd he go? Did he fall?
Who?
Oh, I was wondering what happened to you. We thought you fell or something. I just heard like a loud noise.
I was making popcorn.
Oh, all right. I asked you a question. My question was, I have not yet purchased a Nintendo Wii U.
Oh yeah.
I'm wondering if this is the time that I should buy it, or should I wait longer?
You should get one, but at the same time, they are coming out with this thing called NX. So you may want to see what that's about before you purchase a Wii U. The popcorn is sold. All right. Well, yeah, it's called the NX. It's a new console that's supposed to be coming out.
All right. Well, that's awesome. That's good to know.
Yeah, but I mean, if anybody's in the market of getting a Wii U, I would say get one. I mean, you're not, unless you're dedicated to one console and one console only, or if you have certain feelings about what's a kid's game and what's an adult game, then, if you want to try it out, I would say go for it, try it out, and see what you think. Xenoblade Chronicles X is coming out. From what I understand, they sold 75,000 units from the previous Xenoblade Chronicles before it became popular. sold about 79,000 units. So it's close to where it sold the last time. Once more people get it, once more people know about it, it'll probably go up. But I think this will be the year of the RPGs. This will be the year of what is a great RPG. So we got Witcher 3. We got Xenoblade Chronicles coming out. We got Final Fantasy 15 coming out. There's one more RPG I'm not thinking of right now that's probably coming out that's going to be probably make a lot of money as well. But yeah, you know, Square Enix is not the only RPG maker, man. There's a lot of talented people who are making RPGs.
Yeah, I gotta look into a lot more RPGs.
Oh yeah, we needed more RPGs, including the Tales of series. The Tales of series got a game coming out, Tales of Zestria. That's supposed to be looking really good. So there's a lot of definitely a lot of games to look out for those games.
All right. Well, let's touch base more on that next week. I think that's a wrap for today.
Yeah.
So yeah, once again, everyone, for our listeners, I know we've been building up a few more here and there. There's been a lot more of you listening. We are going to start figuring out how we can convert these files over to MP3 and maybe put a link in the description so that way you can download the podcast and listen to it from any home device, cell phone, you know, while you're working out at the gym or going to work, driving to work, or anything like that, or you know, even if you're just sitting at home and you just want to listen to some good conversation while you're playing The Witcher 3. So, yeah, we're going to try and get around to that. Once again, if you guys have any comments or anything, please feel free to put it in the comment section. If you guys want to respond to any questions or if you guys want to communicate with us, please feel free to put it in the comment box. We will see it. We will respond to you. Just make sure that you please tag it. Just, you know, make sure you click whatever time it is that you're currently speaking about and link it into the comment box so that we know what you're talking about, because we talk about everything. There is no structure to our show. We just talk about whatever pops into our head. So
yeah, and
anything?
Yeah, well, you know, I got to run over back to the game store to bring back this tragedy that is called Metal Gear Legacy, the complete collection, which doesn't have the complete collection, which is false advertisement, so I will be getting my money back for that. But I will suggest that if anybody, you know, is looking to pick up the old Metal Gear games because of this whole Kojima thing, it'd be a good time to do it now because we don't know what Konami is going to do from here on out. We do know that they're getting out of the console business and getting into the mobile market. So wherever these games end up, that will be only the future will know. But we appreciate you guys listening to us. Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Peace. Peace.